Hi guys, this is Vincent Mejia, and this is my MMP update number 2. For the past week, I'd like to give you a brief overlay of what I've accomplished and what I is still in progress. Uh, Essentially, for the past week and a half, I have been researching websites, how to create them, and much to my surprise, and fortunately through the help of a friend, I arrived at a company called Wix. I definitely recommend taking a look at this website. Their templates are so varied and offer so many options. Even if you are already set on a website of your own, or even if you're not doing one for the time being, it's really a great resource. Um, so let me first start with a brief update or review once again on what my project will be. Uh, the title of my project is Assessing Internet Information Literacy. This is essentially, it's going to be a website which I decided to devote all the components that we've been using, or covering or studying in the course, uh, together with one website that will consist of multimedia design, video tutorials, as well as blogs, and an open public discussion forum. So the essential topic of what I'm addressing is the use of internet sources for projects. These could be papers, student projects, teacher educator research, um, initiatives, that sort of thing. Um, and some of the considerations that are involved. So here we go. I've designed this presentation in a 4 module structure. And it will consist of, as we go through it, I'll show you the primary areas of concern. But just as a startup review, once again, some of the things I'll initially talk about are internet dependence. For both teachers and students alike, instinctually these days, one of the first things we think about when we start a project or a paper is to turn to the internet as a primer, and that's completely understandable. But what's out there, and also student tendencies to look for information, as well as to figure out or to assess more accurately the validity and the reliability of this information. So the second area of concern will be teaching information literacy skills by evaluating the internet. Once again, that's a follow-on to some of the ideas that I just expressed about the quality of internet information. Through this 4 module Internet Information Literacy unit, um, I will also incorporate how to use the internet along with the standards um, to develop critical thinking skills in a 21st century design strategy, which is extremely important. I'll also discuss teaching effective research strategies, what's good, what's not good, and critical information literacy, critical skills, which will be part of the summation. Module 1 will speak about identifying valid internet information resources, which I just spoke about. For both teachers, librarians, as well as parents and students, everybody's going to get involved, and we're going to have a discussion about these things. Various topics and how best to manage our time. So I'm just having a PowerPoint issue here. Okay, Module 2 will speak about more time management skills, identifying to area of topic interest, identifying appropriate search engine for time management, identifying theme of research project. I'll also start to unpack perceptions about the internet, um, beyond what's good and what's not good. Current sources, strategies on the sentiment of one road leads to so many others, starting with a simple idea and how that blossoms and develops and can go into so many different directions. That's all part of managing and evaluating this great resource at our command. Module 3 will talk about evaluating the internet further, and this will involve more feedback from professionals in the field, colleagues, friends, as well as students and teachers will have the opportunity to contribute through the blog, through this internet, through this public forum work in progress that I'm trying to create. We'll talk about accuracy, authority, objectivity, which is very important in sources. Considering the source, underscored, is always an important consideration. Who wrote what we're using to fold into our projects, and do they have a bias, or are they objective? As well, okay, so moving right along, using these criteria, we'll evaluate 3 different internet sites. Actually, I'll do more than that. This was just a brief framework. But as an example, I could deal with one topic and demonstrate how 3 different sites would dramatically illustrate the different ways the same topic can be treated on the internet. Okay, so right now I'm waiting for feedback from friends and colleagues in the field. I started out by asking them, well, I sent them a website evaluation worksheet, which is very similar to this. I asked them to share their thoughts on some of their preferred sources, search engines, as well as if they could share some statistics with how number of hits, how often it's used, as well as the site itself. Within that, I asked them to consider areas of accuracy, authority, objectivity, currency, how up to date are their sources, as well as coverage. There's so much to consider here that this is an area that I would definitely appreciate feedback. The more the better. Not just resources as search engines, whether it's JSTOR or eric.gov or even just a simple Google search, but there are also other resources out there like blog sites that help people to turn left instead of right, or follow a different path. So there's much more editing down that I have to do. Once again, this is a work in progress for all of us, but those are just some of my general thoughts. And Module 4 will be part of the last one and the wrap-up. How do students and educators navigate the internet cosmos? This is pretty much what I just mentioned. There's just so much to consider. Students and educators analyze the results, summarize their views of the internet as a component of learning, and note their impressions of using the internet to obtain information. In general, reflective feedback, which is extremely important in this case, will prompt discussions of how the internet presents a real dichotomy for many high school students. That growth and development aspect. And that's essentially it for, I'd like to show a little bit more about this Wix template. What I'd like to do is, here we have the home, about, resource assessments tabs, which are self-explanatory. But this is, let's see, I'm going to go right to preview, which would be, okay. I know it's difficult to see the drop-down tabs, but this is just an example of some of the things I'd like to accomplish. And I'm in the process of organizing tutorials, which would be short videos, more about further explanation of what it is I'd like to share via this website. And another aspect, which is part of, it's always on my mind, it's a new project of mine, assistive learning apps. Applications that will help students. I'm used to assistive learning apps with language education, but there are apps for everything these days, as well as, there's a Google app. There are certainly quite a few information resource apps. And one of the things I really like about this company is that once the website is published, it automatically connects with social media networking options such as Facebook, Twitter, as well as I have the option of including others, LinkedIn, for example. And just to show you real quick how the editing options work, all the pages can be retitled and added. I certainly encourage anyone who's interested to just take a quick look at this, and it's just so it's both time efficient as well as intuitive, and I'm really psyched and happy that I found this because it just provides so much room for imagination and creativity. So design, adding media is no problem. It's just a matter of uploading, and there's even an option here for blocks, so I'm set. And settings, doing the background with photos and color, and so that's essentially it. I hope that I conveyed a little bit about what I'm trying to accomplish. And it's still a work in progress, but I thank you for your time, and I look forward to your feedback, and also I'll be sharing thoughts on what everybody else is up to. So let's stick with it. Best of success. Thanks.